it was just disheartening to me to feel like, I'm going to be on set with a bunch of people who just because they have 30 million followers, like you think that's going to. I mean, yeah, there's no, but I just, and I said no.
No, but that's what it is today, and there's a saying, either evolve or die. So as we're looking at this, it's like, me and even internally we have this struggle, because it's like, well, we have to, in order to keep cigars, especially cigars, spirits will always go. Alcohol is always going to be something, but for cigars, we need we want the younger generation, adults of course, to be able to understand the artisanship that goes into the craftsmanship that goes into a cigar, and understand why we smoke cigars and the camaraderie amongst cigars.
But you know this they have to beat. Baby, tell me what you want now. I'ma always be your gravity. What you need, baby, I'ma hold you. Baby, I'ma hold you down. Baby, I'ma hold you down. Baby, I'ma hold you down. Yeah, hold you down. Yeah, hold you down. Yeah. I guess it's results when you doing the work. We let it out, we bet it out, set it out, then we search. And if you put it on the line, you know what it's worth. That's why we align like the universe. I'm tripping on the power, on words, a little shortage. I always come around. Oh, you know we're orbit, ministrating, debating with feelings we keep in the storage. And we falling back naturally, we never had to force it. Gazing on the stars, thinking hard how the nights get. There's so many stars out, but there's nothing like this. And when you see me twinkling, baby, just start pointing.
You guys want a cocktail with your stick?
I love a cocktail.
Yeah, Austin.
Today we're going to be making one of my personal favorites, the old-fashioned cocktail. The old-fashioned was originated in the 1800s, late 1800s, at the Pendennis Club at a gentleman's club in Louisville, Kentucky. First component, always use the cheapest ingredient first when making a cocktail, which is the sugar. The original cocktail was made with a sugar cube, but I personally like to use simple syrup as you get an immediate dilution. A few dashes of bitters, probably 3 per cocktail. Adds just the right amount of spice to the cocktail that you need. We'll be using Maker's Mark Private Select. This is a refinished product by Maker's Mark, the best barrel program on the market, I believe. This one was specified mainly for old fashioned. We'll be using 2 ounces per cocktail. This is a stirred cocktail. When you have all spirits in a cocktail, it is stirred, not to be shaken. The right amount of stirs, they say 30 to the left, 30 to the right, but I usually do 40 to the right. The ice is just as important as any component in the cocktail for proper dilution purposes. I'm going to pour this over these large ice cubes. The original Old Fashions called for a cherry and an orange. I believe they're most importantly used in the garnish. All you really need from the orange is the oil from the peel. Rest right on top of the glass. Then we're going to garnish with a high quality brandy soaked cherry. And now for the smoking component.
Austin, let me ask you something, man. What do you think about, when it comes to pairing, like bourbons or whiskeys or scotches with cigars, and How do you think that plays out when you start thinking about that, something like that?
Well, personally, two major things that I think pair really well with the smokiness of a cigar are the sweetness. You know, bourbon, cognac, even some, you know, Dominican rums that have a little bit of sweetness to them. I think sweet and smoke go really, really well together. But so does the barrel age. You know, the age that you really get, the color in the whiskey or in the spirit comes directly from the barrel. You know, and I think the barrel and the smoke, they tend to really go well together. I'm fairly novice with cigars, but I'm a professional with alcohol. And I think just having this cocktail with this cigar, I don't know if you feel the same, but I think that they are actually a really, really good match.
I had a friend a couple years ago talk me into. He said, "Hey, listen, we got this really cool thing. We want you to fly against Chelsea Handler. Remember Chelsea Handler, the comedian?" And they said, "We want you to come out." He was like, "I want to bring you out. We're gonna do a flight with Chelsea Handler, and you're gonna fly against her." I didn't know what this was, so we get out there and we get into the pilot's room, and they give us this waiver, and it basically says, you know, if anything should go wrong, we're not liable for death, you know, being ejected from the plane. And I was looking at this, I'm like, what the hell is this? Right? I mean, first of all, no, hold on, let me tell you. So first of all, I'm afraid of flying. I really am.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. So then they,
Drink.
well, no, listen. So then they prep us. Well, they prep us, right? Then they give us a fighter pilot. I didn't know any of this. The plane is no bigger than that couch. And I mean, literally with wings on it. You sit in the front, the cockpit. You sit in the front of it.
plane was that small.
No, you sit in the front of it. No, that's the whole plane. You sit in the front, the pilot sits in the back, and what they don't tell you is that when they take you up in the air, he releases the gear so you fly the plane. And it's a fighter plane and you shoot each other out of the air. So we flew over Santa Monica. And as we're getting out there, like my heart's racing and he's talking to me the whole time from the back. And he said, if you feel like you're going to be sick, there's a barf bag in front of you. Don't worry about me. Throw up in the barf bag if you can. And then they have a camera on you, so everybody on the ground is watching you. So we start going, and he's like, Eric, he's like, listen to me. I want you to talk to me. We turn sideways, and we start chasing each other in a circle. Well, the G-forces, I felt like a cockroach. All my insides were being squeezed against the seat, and I started getting dizzy. He was like, Eric, I need you to squeeze your ass as tight as you can and talk. And I was squeezing, and he was like, and by the way, don't touch the lever next to your arm because it'll shoot off the lid to the plane. So now I got to worry about that. I'm in this cockpit and there's bars all around me. I'm squeezing tight, right? And all of a sudden, I go out. We hit like we were at G, like we were doing like he was.
You passed out?
Yeah, I G locked myself. Like I went out.
You didn't throw up.
No. So and then I woke up and he was like, we're still chasing Chelsea. You got to shoot her out of the air. And I'm firing. And it's these, they're like those infrared.
I'd be a little nervous if some guy was talking about my ass and then I passed out. I'm just saying, Eric.
So then I'm like, bro, take me down. I don't want to do this no more. Like I'm literally, I was freaking out. He was like, we got to do a free fall. So and that, mind you, the planes have propellers. So he takes me up. We're going. And all of a sudden we get so high, the propellers stop and we just fall. And the plane's going end over end over end over end. And he's like, Eric, I need you to grab the stick. Now, these guys that help you fly the plane, they were former stealth fighters. Yeah. So they're used to this. He's like, don't worry about G-locking me. You're not going to make me pass out. And I can't see, I see ocean, sky, ocean, sky, ocean, sky. And we're flipping. And by this time, I'm done. I'm in tears. I'm screaming. I'm done.
Mascara's running down your face.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And I mean, I see the earth coming closer and closer to us, and he takes it and we skim inches off the water and come up, right? Then he tells me, I'm letting go of the shift again. Take it. He said, but don't keep it straight as you can. Now, when you're in this plane, everything's rattling. It feels like the whole plane's going to fall apart. Yeah. I turn it to the left and G-lock myself again. Boom. And I was out like that. I put myself out.
Were you still clenching?
I didn't clinch. I didn't do anything. I was out. I was out. People pay $2,000 for this experience. $2,000. I was like, you couldn't pay me $2,000 to do that again.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Chelsea Handler came back and she had throw up all over the cockpit. She had throw up all over her hair.
That was probably from the cocktail she had before that.
Oh, she was livid.
I'm not a big Chelsea Handler fan.
Yeah, she beat me in the dog fight.
It was,
Yeah, yeah.
I can see that though. She was with 50 Cent for a while.
Yeah, so was Vivica.
I didn't know that.
Well, and it's crazy because it's one of the only places really where you can get, you can shoot all year long. The landscape here is beautiful all year.
People don't appreciate the beauty of New Mexico. I think that's why the film industry is so big here. It's gorgeous here. You can go from desert to mountains to rolling hills, and I mean, we do have probably, I think, one of the beautiful states in the world. I'm a big hunter, and like the 30 minutes you're in the mountains and you're deep in wildlife, and it's definitely in this area. I mean, Albuquerque's gorgeous. I love it here. So
I think it was actually the canyons in Tohajali that secured Breaky Bat.
Yeah.
Hang around, actually. Yeah.
So, if you weren't the CEO and publisher of a magazine, what would you be doing?
I don't know, man. I mean, I'd be running something. I don't know if I have I have an IV thing that we do too, and as well on the medical side. So we have alcohol and tobacco, and then we have a whole medical thing that I have, and I don't know. I mean, I couldn't tell you. Just this is where life took me. I believe there's destiny in life, and I don't know why. But I don't know. I had a marketing company before. When I started that company when I was young, I started because it was low barrier to entry. I didn't need a lot of money to start it up, and I just had to hustle. And when I sold it, we had 60 employees, and I don't know. I'd be doing something.
It's funny because people ask me all the time, like, if you weren't an actor in the movie business, like, what would you be doing? And I've tried to think about it so many times, and like, I literally cannot see myself doing anything else. Like, I just don't feel like I would be happy doing anything else. Like, no, I wouldn't.
You can sing. What kind of singing? You don't sing? Does he sing? Are you lying to me? Sing me something.
No, then we'll end up back at the hotel, and it'll be a big old mess. Yeah, shit. Yeah. Now you're here for a week, and
create some content for your OnlyFans page, though. So yeah.
I didn't know you sing. What do you like to sing? What kind of music?
R&B, soul.
Really? Like
I just mess around. It's nothing.
John Legend.
Yeah, well, not that good.
Like Boys to Men?
Not that good.
That's what we'd be doing. We'd have a boy band.
Me and you? Boy band?
I'd like it. Probably more of a mariachi band, but
Yeah, why?
we for my partner, we'd always hire a mariachi band every year for his birthday, and he follows around over Laguna Beach and Newport, all over the town, until we get thrown out of every place. It was pretty funny.
Your own personal theme music?
Yeah, we would. I swear, it was a lot of fun. The same band every year too. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. Like, I just don't know. I just don't know what I would be doing. Like,
Do you record singing?
not anymore. I don't do it anymore. I don't do it anymore.
You should send me something sometime.
Maybe, yeah.
No, I love music.
We heard it the other night. It's extremely talented. It blew us away. Mind blowing. It was, yeah.
I don't anymore at all.
Go sing at a bar.
No, what?
I'm serious. Why not?
No.
No, I don't. I just mean for fun. I mean, just do it.
Yeah, we don't do karaoke, man. If I'd have known he had the pipes on it like he does now, invite him to come out with it.
I'm not a fan of karaoke anymore. I don't know
I
why.
wouldn't have actually, because we sound terrible. He's
So my partner's wedding was in New Orleans, and Sinatra came on. Him and I's favorite song is "My Way" by Frank Sinatra. So I'm hammered, he's hammered, and I decided to get on stage, and I'm singing "My Way" by Frank Sinatra.
You're singing "My Way" by Frank Sinatra?
Yeah, I'm singing the whole wedding at the party.
And I bet you're going off.
And I'm going off. And in my mind, I think I sound exactly like Sinatra. I'm like, yes, Lincoln, you're nailing it, you're hitting it. Midway, I start crying. I have a photo of it, I swear to you. I sent you the photo. I have a photo of me crying. And my partner sees me crying on stage singing "My Way." So he comes up and starts singing with me so I don't look like such a fool. And I think I'm nailing this. And then I'm watching the video of it after the wedding because they had me on tape. Oh my God, I was missing words. I was rolling over. It was just like trucking. It was a wrong, yeah. New York's coming in between it. Like it was just, it was the
All right, so I got one for you. Frank Sinatra or Dean Martin?
Sinatra. Listen to or no Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra or Harry Connick Jr.?
Sinatra. You're gonna ask me anyway, I'm gonna say Sinatra.
That's funny. Chris.
Sinatra every day.
So our head of security, Chris, the one that picked you up, we smoke cigars almost daily together, right? And we'll put on a mix of Sinatra and Christmas music. Maybe sometimes Sinatra doing Christmas music.
I love Christmas music. Did I tell you that?
You what?
I love Christmas music. No, I love Christmas music. We probably love it together.
That could be a good thing.
I love Christmas. Mariah Carey. I
Justin, have you heard?
Only if I'm drinking.
Listen, Justin Bieber and Mariah Carey. Have you heard "All I Want for Christmas" with them two?
No, I haven't heard it. Maybe I have. Probably.
Probably one of the best songs ever. I am a believer. Yes, I am.
I love Christmas music, and then around Christmas time, turn the Christmas music on.
I love Christmas. I listen to Christmas music year round.
Yeah.
I watch Christmas movies year round.
Well, that's different.
Yeah. I sure do.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because I always want to see who wins.
Do you tape it?
Oh yeah, and I watch it year round.
It was on Friday night. We're there.
It's a nail biter.
Super Bowl?
Of course, bro.
Serious?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Should talk to someone about that.
Why? I mean, it's just
You know what's going to happen in the game?
that's not the point. It's the feeling. It takes me back to the day of the Super Bowl, just like Christmas. It takes me back to.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You want to take some bets on it? I'll bet you. Bet you the Rams are going to win this year. I'll give you 50 to 1 odds.
Was it on the other night when you guys came over?
Is it? What do you TiVo it? Am I talking old? Is it TiVo now or what is it? I don't even have cable anymore. I just use internet. DVR. I don't even have DVR anymore. You have DirecTV? I don't have DirecTV.
Yeah, or I'll put it on the background.
Really?
Yeah.
You like football that much?
No,
You just like the Super Bowl?
I don't even like the Super Bowl. I just like the ambience of it. I like the excitement around it. Yeah.
He's so big, he's practically there.
Yes.
So Lincoln Super Bowl, big 80-inch in your living room.
Mhm.
We're in the garage smoking sticks and on an iPad, little 12-inch iPad. I'm like, why? So we walked in there, watched the halftime show, then right back in the garage watching it on a pink iPad on top of a pillow.
It is rose gold.
Yeah, rose gold. Sorry.
My partner in business has a 2-story movie theater. 2-story movie theater. And we spend the entire Super Bowl watching on a TV this big outside on this deck that he has, smoking cigars. Which I don't like in that theater because it's too dark. It's too dark when you have this. Yeah, it's not as
Table. It's more perfect. We can sit there and talk, watch the game. Where in Super Bowl, everybody's kind of focused on the screen. So.
And the halftime show was amazing. Really good.
Did you really like it?
Too short.
Did you see the halftime show?
You didn't like it?
That's my era too.
I think it was something that's well deserved.
No, I think it was very well deserved.
Dr. Dre,
Yeah, I think it was well deserved.
Eminem, 50 Cent. I think it was well deserved as something that they haven't done this. It's always this pop. Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, which were amazing by the way. But I think it was something that was. I think it was a stamp in hip hop's community.
Yeah, because hip hop these days, I'm sorry, it's shit. Compared to, like I said, our era, whenever Dre and Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent and Ja Rule, it's just completely different. It's back then it was skill, it was artists, it was music. This is just auto tune and purple hair and stupid shit. It's junk, It's not music anymore.
You get a couple of the newer artists that actually are putting out some pretty good music, but I would say the vast majority of them, it's just
Back then they're artists. They're just entertainers today. That's the way I see that.
Oh, it's all entertainers. Half of them don't have the talent of, there's not a lot out there anymore. There's some.
Yeah.
But not a ton.
I think that's why I appreciate country music so much, because most of those guys, they play guitar, they play instrument, they're not auto-tuned, they're not. Best concert I ever went to was George Strait at the T-Mobile Arena. Sit him on a stool with his guitar, no flashing lights, just a spotlight on him, and he sat there and played the best concert. I've been to tons of
I went to
concerts.
one country concert, and I've never been around more depressed people in my life. No, listen. How many songs can you write about losing your dog, your wife, your farm, your tractor?
Kenny Chesney's concerts are amazing, and if you're a single guy, there's beautiful women at these concerts too.
You can't go wrong with Country Girl.
No, absolutely. But I mean, it's just clean. It's not like Coachella.
I'm gonna exit that conversation. So
That's why I said if you're a single man, Eric, not men like us, who are taken, right?
I'm glad you included yourself into that.
That's why I take we're going to the concert together. She'll be one of the country girls. Just happen to be with her. Yeah, they're the best concerts in the world, especially Kenny Chesney, stuff like that.
Backstreet Boys throws a good concert too. Backstreet Boys. Don't laugh, Austin.
You mean genuine? You are, huh?
What do you mean, I be?
Put on a nice concert.
Backstreet Boys are dope.
Are they still around?
Yes, they are. What? Yeah,
Boys to Men plays in Vegas.
yeah, they're going on another world tour.
Really?
Yes.
Justin Timberlake was in sync, right?
I wish Justin and NSYNC would get back together.
Justin was so much better alone.
What?
I liked him better alone.
Sacrilege, boy.
Yeah. Thank you. See?
Austin, should you be making some more drinks?
He's a man of taste.
Ball of Maker's Mark.
Yeah, we got a crew member over here that probably has never heard an NSYNC song in his life or a Backstreet Boys.
My fiance is younger than me, much younger than me. Legal, but much younger than me.
Age 18 years, right?
Yeah. So more like a 21 McAllen. So
Which is as fine as he gets.
it's as fine as it gets. Those are the best years, right? So, but we talk about music sometimes and things. And she's saying these names, and I'm saying names too. And she says, "I have no idea who that is."
You can't even relate.
Entourage. We've had Jeremy Piven on the cover and stuff, and I was talking to her. I was like, something else we're trying to do with Jeremy right now. And I told her, I go, we're going to be doing some, we're working on trying to do some stuff with Jeremy Piven. She goes, who's that? I go, really? She goes, yeah, I have no idea. I go, Entourage? What's that?
Wow.
I'm like, what? How did I get so old? It's weird. It's just because, there's just such a, it's, those early 2000s, there was, you had The Sopranos, you had, Entourage, you had all those HBO things, and then today you don't have as much as that. It's all Netflix and Hulu and stuff, so it's.
I did a movie with Jamie Lynn Sigler, and while we were on set, I'll never forget. I was.
Princess of Mafia.
What's that?
She's like the Princess of Mafia.
Oh yeah, I was stoked to be on the movie with her, and nobody knew who she was. Nobody. The PAs were like, "Who is this chick?" Like seriously, talking to her, like I was like, "What are you, Sopranos?" And they're like, "What the heck?"
Oh, like recently.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
a couple years ago. That was
I
like,
could see they
I was
wouldn't
like-
know who she
I
was.
was
Yeah.
like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and yeah, nobody. She walked on set, and I mean, nobody cared. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
I
Time
mean,
flies.
YouTube or TikTok famous, nobody knows who you are these days.
By the way, that's what it is. Even at the magazine right now, we're trying to. We've been putting celebrities of these years on the cover, but now we gauge it by social media impressions and their YouTubes and all that. And we've been having these discussions internally, saying, we're putting these Hollywood celebrities on, but the Hollywood celebrities are no longer the Hollywood celebrities anymore. It's these YouTube people and these TikTok people.
We were gonna be I got asked to do a movie this past year, and I was literally one of the only cast members that was an actor. Everybody else was like YouTube stars and TikTok stars. I was like, absolutely not. And I didn't, and it wasn't because I didn't feel like, I'm- I just I love filmmaking, love acting, right? And it was just disheartening to me to feel like I'm going to be on set with a bunch of people who just because they have 30 million followers, like you think that's going to. I mean, yeah, there's no, it's I said no.
But that's what it is today, and there's a saying, either evolve or die. So as we're looking at this, it's like me and even internally we have this struggle, because it's like, well, we have to, in order to keep cigars, especially cigars, spirits will always go. Alcohol is always going to be something, but for cigars, we want the younger generation, adults of course, to be able to understand the artisanship that goes into the craftsmanship that goes into a cigar, and understand why we smoke cigars and the camaraderie amongst cigars. And if we don't have that generation, which is now influenced by TikTokers and social media people, if we do not have that as a us being a voice of an industry, making it cool, let's say, if we don't do that, it will die. Because a lot of people, even especially I'm with someone younger, I'm with a lot of younger people now. To them, a cigar it's cool when they have it, but they're all vaping and these other things, which I think is disgusting and looks foolish. But they to them it's not anymore. So it's like, oh, my grandfather smoked cigars. Oh, my dad smoked cigars. But the only way it's going to continue is by getting these influencers and evolving. I'm not fond of putting on, the Logan guys or whatever on the cover or something like that. But
I'm not going to comment on any of that. Well, for me, listen, I get it. And I'm not that I don't want to evolve, and not that I don't want to be up with the times or anything like that. But I feel like the dissipation of quality has been so watered down now, where it's like, like you see these girls on Instagram, right? And they're in a thong and they're posting these pictures going, doesn't that sunset look beautiful? And they're in their thong, right? It's like, I knew I shouldn't have. I knew. Why did I think you were going to answer that one?
I agree with you 1,000%. I agree with you. They're not doing
Even Mario
anything.
Lopez. Mario posted something.
I saw it too. Yeah, I saw that.
Because Mario said it too. He's like anybody cares about the sunset.
And they say something like real deep too.
Yeah, something.
And it's ridiculous. And you're just like, come on, we know what you're doing here.
Yeah.
You're baiting.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, by the way. They're not doing anything, but they'll catch up, and it will. It will evolve, and it will catch up.
Well, it's like I think it's a lot of it. It really, and I think it just kind of discredits the people who have put the time in. I mean,
everyone's frustrated with it. I mean, everyone that's.
I mean, you're listen.
Hater, by the way, but it is
No, I don't want to be a hater either.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. I agree with you 100%. It's frustrating for people that are actually out doing things. It will catch up, though. I do believe that. And that's what I think makes the difference between the hustler, the businessman, and the entrepreneur. Right. Because these people are hustlers, and that's what they do. And you can make some cash doing that. Now, what's going to depend what makes them the business person if they actually take that cash they're making and turn it into something. 1%, only 1% will. The rest will fail, and they'll end up having to get into the real world.
Well, I mean, so like when you speak about the magazine and what you're gauging in terms of popularity and how you guys want to promote the magazine, I mean, do you feel like that's one of the only ways to go? I mean, because listen, there's still quality in good artsmanship, right? And talented people and people who have, and maybe listen,
we're gonna do both. If
maybe not people. Okay, so maybe it's not a 50 cent, but maybe it's a newcomer that you break, that that you give a chance, right?
Yeah, it just depends. Like we're still gonna do Coppola and the 50 cents and this, and the Aaron Pauls and all them, but we're looking at 1 or 2 issues a year where we're looking at social media people. We are a numbers business. That's what we do. We produce numbers. Through our circulation, through our digital, everything like that. So we have to look at those numbers. The more numbers is better for our business. It's better for our team, which is a family, and I like our family to eat, and we like them to eat well. Yeah. So I'd never sell us out, though. I wouldn't sell us out, though. I don't like corporate America at all.
Well, with that being said, Lincoln, I just want to tell you that you've been a dear friend, and I super appreciate you being a part of our show.
No, thank you so much. I'm very humbled by the people you've had around. The production, everything is top notch, and New Mexico's beautiful, man. I love it here. I'm honored to come. Yeah. I know we've been trying to do it. It's been crazy. So it's just in COVID, we're just trying to catch up with everything.
Well, and you're welcome back to the show anytime you want. Anything you want to promote or do, we'll be here for you. We love the magazine, and again, thank you so much for being a part of the show. I also want to say that having Daniel here, Vince and Austin, you know, they're going to be mainstays with the show. And, you know, I want to thank you guys for being here as well. Thank you, Austin, for the incredible drinks, the incredible cocktails. And
Cheers.
one last one for you.
Thank you so much.
Cheers to you all. Cheers.
Thank you. You know, there's a lot of things that can be said about, you know, belief and faith and hard work, but nothing means more than having resilience. You know, there's a lot of people today that are facing challenges that, you know, a lot of us don't understand. And I believe a lot in having grace and being able to let you know that you're not alone in that fight. You know, we live in a day and age now where if you make a mistake, you're canceled. If you say something wrong, you're canceled. Don't give in to that. Make sure you understand where you stand. You know, don't take advice from someone who can't even look at their own reflection in the mirror. Stay focused on what you want to get done. There's so many things out there that people won't do because of their fear. And if you let fear take over, then at the end of the day, you're left standing with nothing anyway, right? So just make sure that at the end of the day, when you come to the terms with yourself where you want to be something or you want something and you want to go after something, you fight for it with all your life. There's nothing that can be wrong with fighting, right? If you fight for it and you know you've given it your best, then nobody can take anything away from you. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. There's nothing that anybody can say that can change that. Don't ever let someone dictate how you live. If you want something, you go get it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Hard work is what it is. Is it gonna hurt? Yeah. Are you gonna fail? Yeah. And be expecting it, because every day something's ready to kick you right in your teeth. Get up every day and make sure you have a plan, because with no plan, there's no goal, really. A lot of people have these empty-hearted goals that they don't have a plan to go after them with. Just focus on you, and everything else will come.
And think what the way we had to be, had to be, had to be. Baby, tell me what you want now. I'ma always be your gravity. Couldn't stay right here, knew I was next to be. I'll take it like this, I got the recipe. I keep it lit like a torch, please pass it here. We breaking through these new levels, yeah, that's the atmosphere. When I'm talking like this, you know they just gon' laugh. But I could do the same thing when the whip pass. But it's just speed, hit a corner, give them whiplash. When it gets this fast, same thing with cash. Presto, got a dash, you ain't even gotta ask. Feeling like DC, yeah, happened in the flash. Leave it on the most, and I know it's perfectly timed. Sometimes you gotta go back, and that's where you can find it. And things that you left on the back burner, you was blinded. And those the milestone moments, I know that you was with me. And those are all the thoughts that I'm sipping, you come and get me. And probably why I'm feeling like this bottle feeling, yo. But you know this they have to be. Baby, tell me what you want now. I'ma always be your gravity. What you need, baby, I'ma hold you. Baby, I'ma hold you down. Baby, I'ma hold you down. Baby, I'ma hold you down. Yeah, hold you down. Yeah, hold you down. Yeah. I guess it's results when you doing the work. We let it out, we bet it out, set it out, then we search. And if you put it on the line, you know what it's worth. That's why we align like the universe. I'm tripping on the power. Don't